I, 25 million, refuse to forgive my family sisters, 33 females, 31 females, and my parents, 63 females and 60 males, until they pay me back my inheritance they spent on themselves. I, 25 M, am the youngest of 3 siblings, 33 degrees Fahrenheit and 31 degrees Fahrenheit. My parents, 63F and 60M, are owners of a grocery store that was passed down through my father's side of the family for generations. My grandparents on both my dad and mom's side left me and my siblings each a trust fund of $100,000. Each of my sisters blew through their money and dropped out of college. Both of them became single mothers to my 3 nieces, 10F, 8F, and 7F, and came back and to work for my parents' store. I was the only kid who didn't work for my parents' business, as I got a job as a landscaper for the summers and after school throughout my entire HS years and saved up about $20,000. I got accepted into college on a partial scholarship, and I was beyond thrilled because I knew I had a great opportunity to leave college debt-free and own my own home by the time I was 22. Just as my sisters did when they turned 18, I asked my parents to turn over access to the trust wanted to have the money under my control, just like my sisters did. That's when parents told me we would discuss this at dinner tonight. So at the dinner, my whole family was there, including my nieces. When it was time to talk about my trust, my dad and mom asked me if I would consider holding off on accessing the trust for 2 years, as they had to use some of the money to cover some of the healthcare and living cost of their grandkids, and also pay off a lawsuit that my sister Gloria received for a DUI. I asked how much they used, and my mom said there is currently $5,000 left in the account. So they spent $95,000, and none of it went to me. My dad said, "We just need you to think about your family and understand that we need your help in this request." I said, "Isn't it great that everyone benefited from this money besides the person it was intended for? Gloria and Lori got to go to college and travel the world with their money, while with my money, I got to pay for all their mistakes." My last words to my family were that this was not a request, as the decision was already made, and I moved out and left. I still went to college as I had a partial scholarship, and over those years, I used the money I had in my savings to start my own landscaping business, which employs 6 guys, and we are doing great. I never got a chance to spend any of the money my grandparents left for me, as my parents never built back up the trust. 2 years ago, I found out from my lawyer when I sent in a formal request to access the trust that the current balance was $3,456.13, less than the $5,000 my parents told me about. My sisters and parents have tried to reconnect throughout the years, but I have always resent every gift, letter, and invitation they have sent me back to them. I am getting married next month, and fiancé wants to meet my family and help me close this chapter in my life. My fiancé wants me to forgive and move on, as I haven't spoken to them in years. But Reddit am the in the wrong for telling my fiancé sorry, but I cannot move on from this. Update posted on August 24th, 2021. So much has happened that I think the best way to do this is to put this in key points and answer in the comments. Thank you to everyone who sent me direct messages and wrote to me in the comments. The thread was locked after 4 hours of it being posted, so it blew up fast, and I know everybody did not get a chance to comment last time. As a result, my inbox was flooded, so I wanted to give the best update I could because so many of you took interest in my story. What has happened since? Fiancé admitted to speaking with my family on FB Messenger, and they also spoke in person when she said they met each other in a restaurant. Happened a month ago. Fiancé said it was very emotional. I told my fiancé I am extremely disappointed that she withheld this information from me for a month. Fiancé told me she felt guilty and afraid to tell me because she thought I might break up with her and cancel the wedding if I found out. She wanted to wait till after the wedding to tell me. However, Yesterday, my mom called her directly begging her to help me reunite our family. She missed so much of my life, and she doesn't want to miss another milestone, wedding. Fiancé knows she has violated my trust and gave me the most heart-melting, sincere apology I ever heard in my life and asked for forgiveness. She even had her parents ask me to forgive her and not cancel the wedding. Her dad and mom told me they loved me and hope I could move past this. Her dad loves me. He literally has a picture of me in his office. Just me and him, LOL. Introduces me as his son for the past 2 years. He cried and said he doesn't want to lose me as a son. I forgave my fiancé. Sisters came to my business with my nieces and desperately wanted to talk. Sisters deeply regret their part in the decisions that were made on their behalf, want to be a family again. They understand my position and anger, but they miss me and want me back in their lives. My nieces also asked why I don't come around anymore, and am I mad at them? Sisters explained this has destroyed our parents' marriage, as it has now come out that my mom apparently spent the majority of the money without my dad knowing, and then when he found out, my mom wanted dad to say it was both of their decision because she believes if it came out that it was her that decided by herself and not my dad. That I would never forgive her no matter what, and would disown her because I always accused her of playing favorites. TBH, she is right. I would have disowned her. My mom pleaded with my dad to cover for her decision to empty my fund. Dad was furious, but decided to say he and my mom decided to spend the money. Dad now resents our mom because he no longer has a relationship with his only son. He also hears from his friends how great of a relationship me and FEL have. I call Phil Dad. He calls me his son. Dad told my mother either she fixes this or he is done with her, and he is telling me the truth. I told my sisters that I love them and my nieces, and I do not hate them. However, they helped rob me of a very important gift that our grandparents gave each of us, and I missed out on life experiences that they got to experience, and I did not. It is like they stole my last gift they, our grandparents, left for me. We all cried, and I accepted their apology, but I told them I do not know how to let go of this resentment I feel towards them. I let them know our relationship will take time to rebuild. I asked them to set up a meeting with just me and Dad and not my mom. I met with my dad alone. My dad was shocked that I requested the meeting. He looked defeated and asked to speak first. My dad told me he is and has been depressed for the last few years and feels like he truly failed me as my father, and he knows he betrayed me, and as a father, he must take that to his grave that he is the reason his son hates him. He said he is extremely jealous of the relationship I have with my FIL, and he just started crying for like 3 minutes straight. I told him, I know it was Mom who decided to spend the money. I told him I understand why he didn't throw Mom under the bus, but he deeply hurt me by covering for Mom's decision this long. I told him I love him and said he doesn't owe me anything anymore. He is done owing Mom's debt. We both cried and hugged for like 5 minutes. I invited him, my sisters, and my nieces over to dinner at my place that night without Mom. I let my sisters and my dad know that if they came to the dinner with my mom with them, that this would be the last time we speak. My mom clearly found out about the reunion without her and wanted to speak. I refused her request and told her, please bring a check for $100,000 if you want to talk to me. My wedding is on September 3rd, and I have since invited everyone but my mom. My sisters want me to hear Mom's side of the story, and my dad has said he is done covering for my mom's decision. My fiancé is happy and supports my decision 100%, even though I know she wants me to meet with my mother. She just got forgiven herself, so she doesn't want to push Reddit. Should I meet with my mom before or after she hands me the check for $100,000? Even though there has not been another update in over 2 years, the last post ended with a question, and the final decision by OOP regarding his mother is still missing.